Okay, so we have a blog turned into a novel, turned into a movie. Let's see how that makes for a good script. Hey guys, it's Quana, back again with another Her Real Review. Hope you guys are doing awesome. So I had an opportunity to watch Sitting in Bars with Cake, which is billed as a romantic comedy of sorts, but it's more of a dramedy. And it stars Yara Shahidi, Odessa Azayan. It has Bette Midler in it. It has the amazing Adina Porter, who I love from the True Blood series, and a whole cast of other characters who round out this story about two girls who are living in LA and decide they want to do something called cake barring, which is basically where one of them, who loves to bake cakes but is in law school, decides that she's going to start baking cakes, and they're going to take them to bars in hopes of getting her a boyfriend. Along the way, we get to meet these two girls whose friendship has endured since childhood, and unfortunately, tragedy strikes one of them, and it's going to alter their lives forever. The film was directed by Trish C. I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly. She's mostly done a lot of musical video work. And in terms of the major direction of the film, I don't see anything that is majorly poor, or most of it's done well. I will say that the performance by Odessa Azayan is fantabulous. She really puts me in the mind of like a Billie Eilish. I always mess up Billie Eilish's name. A Billie Eilish type character, and this actually feels like a script that could have been written with Billie Eilish in mind. Yara Shahidi stars in the lead role in this film, and she plays the character of Jane. Now, Yara Shahidi is someone who has grown up as a child star, and she was on the show Blackish, and then she got her own spinoff called Grownish, and she was also in the Peter Pan and Wendy remake that Disney recently launched on their streaming platform, starring the role of Tinkerbell. And so she's someone who I enjoy them when they're speaking in interviews. She has a fantabulous vocabulary. She's so very well educated. I believe she recently either graduated from Harvard or is in her last year. So she's an immensely educated young woman. She is of Black American and Persian ancestry. And I love that they took that and brought that over into the film, into her character, because so often biracial actresses get cast as fully African American characters, and while African Americans are certainly no monolith and they can appear in various ranges of colors, it was just nice seeing her play a character that was a little true to life for her experiences. That being said, acting wise, Yara Shahidi really struggles at times kind of lifting off of probably the page and onto the screen. She doesn't quite feel real. It doesn't feel like you can really get a tangible hold of her emotions. And it really wasn't until the last 10 minutes of the film that I even felt a connection with her character. On the flip side, Odessa Azayan was magnetic on the screen. Her character outshined Yara Shahidi's character at all fronts, and it wasn't just that her character had much more interesting things going on, it's just that her facial expressions were so much more dynamic. The inclusion of Bette Midler in this film, you have Bette Midler in this film, and it didn't feel like she was really doing anything. It just felt like she was there just to kind of like elevate the name recognition of the panel of actors that were there. Same thing with Adina Porter. Adina Porter is amazing. Her role in True Blood was chilling and haunting, and you were angry with her, and then you were rooting for her. She has one of those faces that she can just she's so regal, but at the same time she can get just so raw. Again, it just felt like a lot of these really great actors didn't have a lot to do in this film, and I blame the script. I think there's a problem when you're taking a blog with just happenstances and little experiences here and there, and even the montages of them taking the cakes into the bars, it didn't really feel like we were getting a good grasp on who these young women were and what they really wanted out of life. The only thing that I can tell you about the character is I know what she didn't want to do, and I know she liked baking cakes, and that's it. And then the whole thing about trying to get a boyfriend, when really the outcome or the story is about the friendship, it just kind of felt very thin, and it didn't feel like there was really much motivation for what they were doing. There's another film that does the whole blog to novel to book transition, and that's Julie and Julia. And I think the reason why that film even remotely works is, aside from the fact that Amy Adams is just such an amazing actress in and of herself, and then of course you pair her with Meryl Streep and Stanley Tucci, and you really have like a winning recipe. There wasn't really much about the Julie character that was really interesting. It was really the Julia Child's character. And so you had a bit more balance. I think if they had spent so much more time on Odessa's character, then it really would have felt maybe a bit better, because there would have been maybe more interesting things going on. We kind of popped in and out, and there were times where I felt myself just feeling kind of lost in the movie, like, well, what is happening here? I really don't know. Now, that being said, some of that is on me, and my viewing experience with this was not like a traditional viewing experience. I was watching this on my phone, which did take away from some of it, but just the fact that the script itself wasn't really holding my attention, and I just didn't feel like I knew what the purpose was. I felt myself asking that. And if your audience has to ask what's the purpose of this throughout the bulk of the movie, and it's not until we get to the last 20-30 minutes that it feels like there's something going on, then that is a problem with the script. And that's not really just the actors, not just the director. Visually, the film looked well enough. It was passable. It definitely wasn't anything that I would expect to see on the big screen, and so I think it found its home in streaming. But I also think that I've seen much better streaming films. I think literally any of the To All the Guys films beats this hands down. And this is a movie that should maybe have had a better pathway to success, and it just didn't. But Sitting in Bars with Cakes does not come out until September 8th, and hopefully you get a chance to watch it. If you have a chance to watch it, come back to this video and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the experience, and maybe if you enjoyed it, I'll give it another try. But until next time, I will see you guys. Do not forget that on every Monday at 9 p.m. we have Messy Movie Mondays, where we have a little watch party. Please come out and join, and be looking for my review of Big George Foreman. And until then, toodles!